Oh yeah, remember the story intro? We're back. Welcome back. Megaman Legends 2. Last time we beat the game! Causing us to be in a very sad little, cliffhanger for the next 24 plus years. Great. Isn't that great? So this time we're gonna check out the handful of things that are left. There's not a lot. But one thing that we didn't do is, surprisingly, is the tutorial. Now admittedly there's not a lot to check out here because we already played through the game, so you should know how, you should have an idea of how it's played. I will say, because I was more familiar with Mega Man Legends anyway, I didn't really use the control stick. I think technically both control sticks to play the game. Honestly, it's a really interesting take on how quickly games change during this era. Because the original Mega Man Legends was all about just locking on, staying locked on, and moving with the control pad. Was there even a control stick? Like, I'd have to double check if, like, PS1... But I know that, like, quite famously, the dual stick controller, wasn't really a thing until, like, 2 years later with the release of Ape Escape. That I remember. But I don't remember if, like, regular PS1 controller back in the day had any control stick. I don't think it did. So I'm just more used to that control style. Like, it feels like the kinda... Maybe it's just because they hadn't fully figured it out yet. But, you know, they were starting to figure out that, like, locking on and attack at the same time was a thing. And that you could use both control sticks to do movement and camera movement at the same time. But they had yet to fully figure it out with this game. So it feels almost like they attached a more modern control scheme to what the first game did. I'm mostly just showing it because it's here. It's a part of this game. I will say there are like two things I realized from this. Apparently the blue things, the little blue crystal things, don't re-heal you. They re-heal your special weapon energy. I'll be honest, I never noticed. I never really noticed. I just assumed there were two different health pickups. As you can tell, this has nothing to do with our file, of course, so like all our stats are just based on the tutorial. It lets us have money, which we will not keep. Also, for some reason, we have the homing missile. With the limitations of it not being fully upgraded. Okay, so that was just a long thing to tell us about special weapons and the lifter. The lifter can be used more, but really, in terms of mandatory stuff, I think there's only like... I think it only happens in that one section in the middle of the game where you go from Glide's Fortress to the water dungeon. I don't think we need a tutorial on treasure boxes, but okay. We even have a buster part that we can equip in this tutorial. And this is for camera control with the right stick. Which has its uses, but like, again, don't feel like they fully take advantage of that. However, this is interesting. Basically, press the circle button while pressing in a different direction other than forward. We can quick turn. This I didn't know was a thing. While it doesn't seem immediately useful for me, I feel like if I mastered it, it would make parts of this game like a lot easier, and I would have avoided quite a bit of damage whenever I like ended up not facing an enemy because they would attack me or some other thing happened. And that's about it, really. That's all there is to the tutorial. It's as simple as that. But I wanted to show it because it's here. It's part of the game. After beating the game, we do get sent right back to where we were. I was worried it was going to be like a... If you save here, it's an automatic. If you load this, you know... It'll just start you on a new game plus. I've had games do that. I'm not a huge fan of that. Where your complete save is an automatic new game plus. But we're gonna head back to the surface and see what else we can do. So anyway, we're back here. Back to racing. Remember this? So... I have the idea that, like, well, obviously this year must be some prizes for getting first place on these races. That's how it worked in the first game. Probably where some of the bonus equipment to make some of the remaining sub-weapons are. So I have done this race quite a bit already. So I'm fairly familiar where most of everything is at this point. Just showing my first attempt on this run since the last time I played these. I already got second place, so it's a new record for me because I've yet to get first. And all my names are just screaming. Ah! Moss. Ah! I like that little run, and I like much less the tree Why did the tree get in my way? It's just a tiny, insignificant looking thing, and I just ran towards it like an idiot for like more than a second. The trick, obviously, is to try to get not only the quickest time, the quickest way through all these obstacles, but to get every single one of those hourglasses to reduce the time even more. And in that run, we go first, okay. And for getting first, we get nothing. Yeah, huh. Also, don't ask what that weird audio glitch was. If you might have noticed that, like, right before we switched to a different course, the music wasn't right. I don't know, that's an issue I've had recently with some of these. Not the worst issue I've had, but whatever. Anyway, we're on to the next course. We got stupid tree again. And then I got just confused. Yeah, that's not right. Just give up immediately. My first attempt, I just wasn't even worth continuing. So obviously, we didn't get a prize for getting first place. So, my logical conclusion here is, like, obviously, we're gonna get a prize for getting first place in all three of them, and that'll be our, that'll be it. You have to jump at the right place, which isn't entirely clear. It's hard to tell where some of these jumps would happen. Come on, tree! Stop doing that, tree! If you're not holding the button to do that jet skate thing, you'll just walk like an idiot. One annoying aspect about this, as this went on, is that in order to get the maximum speed, as you can tell from a little bar there that goes all the way to red, you have to hold up on the control pad, as well as you can't just accelerate by holding the button. You have to also hold forward. And I will say, after a while, that got just a bit painful. It was kind of uncomfortable to, like, yeah, kind of uncomfortable to just hold it like that for after a while. I was like, yeah, this is not great. I had a similar issue going back to Star Wars Episode 1 Pod Racer. You also have to hold up there in order to get maximum speed for some reason. It's annoying. You got the clock there, got the 35 seconds. But we still have a ways to go. Just give up. $35 again. That one's exactly 39 seconds. We're gonna get a little bit of money, but not enough to justify how much this keeps going on. There's like, you have to really master these courses. Like, figure out where to stop, where to start, what exact angle to go, etc. Where the jumps will happen when it's not an obvious ramp. That's a weird glitch, right? That's an editing glitch. It's not a big deal, but like, I don't know why it does that. I just stopped in my tracks immediately for this one. So I will say, I actually took a break after a long doing that second course in the snow a lot. It's the one that has the most edited around it. Thankfully, I looked it up, and there is no prize for this. There's nothing. You get nothing. You just get the money that you get. And nothing else. Which I'm relieved by because of all the time I spent not getting first place on that snowy course. That's difficult to figure out too. Like, exactly how to get the maximum jump from that rock to get that hourglass. So this, I felt relieved at least that I could just play this a lot more casually. Just play it a few times, see if I can get what score I get. And the sand pit just destroys any run you'll have. As do these things, of course. Although that was decent. Missed hourglass, that was more to the left there. Try your best to just get around the sand traps, sand pits. Quicksand, I'm not sure what it is. "54 seconds is far from great." See, that's a bit closer to what I want. I will say, these are so pointless that I kind of wonder if they did originally plan on, like, having you get prizes for getting first place. Because that fits in with what the first game did. So it's weird they don't do it here. Like, I don't know. Maybe they just had that and then realized this would be too annoying and then just took out prizes and put it elsewhere in the game. Or maybe this was always supposed to be optional, even by the standards of optional content. I don't know. But anyway, after this, that was enough for me. So, after a while, I did a ton of grinding. Not of that, but of, like, my usual place to grind things. Decided to skip on one of the remaining buster parts to buy. So those final buster parts are all, like, maximum stats for one of your 4 stats. I went the wrong way. Okay, here we are. So, this I remembered. You might remember this thing, the quiz game. Where you have to spend 2 million zenny or answer 100 questions. I don't want to do the quiz, so I'm just gonna buy it. But unfortunately, I thought it was only 1 million. It's 2 million, so I messed up. So I got the laser manual. The shining laser. Just as expensive to upgrade as it was in the previous game. That's 900,000 just to do energy a second time. For all I know, there's a third time on top of that. But at least we have the shining laser. The most powerful weapon in the game. It's not perfect, but even in its incomplete state, it's still very powerful compared to most weapons. As you can tell, we just just annihilated those things. No problem. Quicker than anything else we have. That's proof that those things just stop getting hurt after a while. The second you knock them down, you can't hurt them until for a second there, no matter what you do. And it does the thing where, like, it can only get hurt. It feels like it can only get so much. It can only have so much of its health depleted before it, like, has to be knocked down and you, like, hurt it some more. Because otherwise it makes no sense with how easily we're killing everything else. But yeah, that's it. However, next time we're gonna show off the shining laser some more, and maybe there'll be one or two more things, I don't know. But the shining laser is the final thing we're gonna focus on in this game, pretty much. I guess, see you there.